The Teton Wilderness, just outside of Yellowstone National Park, is the location of the headwaters of the Snake River. These waters briefly flow through Yellowstone, through Grand Teton National Park, across Idaho, and then feed the Columbia River in Washington. The Snake River and the Grand Tetons have been synonymous with adventure and the wild nature of the western frontier. Many people feel drawn to experience these waters as they further enhance the spectacular landscape that is found in the Grand Teton National Park, and I am one of them. Hey Someday drivers, we are joining us. We are moving spots. I'm gonna ease up here. We had to check out. We were at one of the Loop D for a couple of nights, and then having to move over to Loop M. The only plus is we get to dump our tanks on the way there, and we get to use our generator, so that'll be good. Other than that, just another day in the life. Get to wait in this fine line. Alright, so we dumped, and then we're right here at the potable water fill as well, and just filling our tanks up, because we are our site tonight has basically no hookups again, but we can run the generator, so that's good. But we've done actually pretty good over the last couple of days, couple of nights, not having any hookups. And batteries have done fine. We just had to conserve, and we had to run the engine just a little bit to do some DC to DC charging. But yeah, so far so good. Might even be able to get some decent solar today. So. Now, we've made a long journey with the idea in mind that I would take our inflatable kayaks down the Snake River. I researched, and I knew the fees and paperwork associated with being cleared to take the kayaks on the water. I loaded the kayaks up in the back of Pearl, but then we found ourselves skipping the inspection station at the Wyoming Welcome Center, and also coming up short on getting where we needed to be during the Visitor Center business hours. Did not accomplish getting the permits for the kayaks like we had thought, but hey, we'll try that maybe tomorrow. We did book a float trip, and it'll be good. Still getting to float to Snake River, so So we booked with National Park float trips, leaving out of Jackson Lake Lodge. The 10-mile scenic trip would take us from Dead Man's Bar, past the famous Ansel Adams Scenic Overlook, to Moose Village, taking us through the incredibly scenic Jackson Valley. I'll just get us.
Just get that on video.
How's that?
Look down here.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and.
I mean, Henry,
Wine.
We're with this gentleman right over here.
So anyway, we're waiting for the gentleman over here. And we're gonna head out shortly.
you two want to sit together?
So we're heading down the path to the river. Just got out of the van, following our guide down to our boat.
Once again, my name is Trevor, and if you haven't figured it out by this point, I am your river guide today. We are going 10 miles down the Snake River of its 1,049-mile journey, and I won't get too ahead of myself giving you the welcoming speech because we've got one of the best views in the park right around this corner. We call this the Ansel Adams View, folks.
The Tetons and the Snake River is the famous black and white photograph taken by Ansel Adams in 1942 at the Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. The scene that was captured can be viewed in person from the Snake River Overlook.
Yeah.
And then folks, there's no front or back to this boat. I'm gonna keep this thing spinning like a teacup ride all the way down.
What caused the 1,000 cubic foot drop?
They dropped the dam by about 1,000 cubic feet.
How big is this water?
About 3 to 5 feet on average.
Yeah, before the trip, folks.
Right now, definitely. You fly fisherman?
Come and Looks like you're back up here now.
That way I'm grabbing.
You want to get...
No, I'm good.
Oh.
Thank you. Hold it.
Folks, a little bit about our trip. Like I said, we're going 10 miles down the Snake River. We'll probably be on the water for about 2 hours. While I like to talk about history, biology, geology, I mean, it's nicer to sport like a more local, like Dave Hansen.
Okay.
Did you spend your time in Yellowstone? Of course. Spin you around there.
Yeah. Just for fun.
Sure, sir. And back down 2 hours, 59 minutes. Now you may notice that's not our current FKT. Well, upon going over his GPS data, it was found that it skipped switchbacks on the way up and the way back down. Loser. Yeah. Which folks, not only is considered easy, but it's frowned upon in the trail climbing community because it erodes that trail, makes it a little more dangerous for that next climber. Now there was a debate as to whether or not to accept his record, but it really wouldn't matter because literally 10 days later, Rocky Mountain National Park Ranger Andy Anderson would drive up to Jackson, fish the Colter Bay, get back down, 2 hours and 54 minutes, no shortcut, bringing the paddle back home.
So these like one.
Yeah, for sure.
That's still mind-boggling.
In case you didn't fully hear what our guide said, tracking fastest times on the Grand began as early as in the 1930s. Bryce Thatcher of Idaho Falls, at age 21, was the first widely known fastest time for ascent and descent in 1983 in 3 hours 6 minutes. That record stood for nearly 30 years until 2012, when it was eclipsed by another disputed speed attempt. On August 12, 2012, Spanish trail runner Kilian Jornet smashed Thatcher's record by 12 minutes, but he admitted to cutting switchbacks, a common practice in Europe, and an asterisk remains by his name. 10 years later, Andy Anderson, a climbing ranger at Rocky Mountain National Park, bested Jornet's mark by 59 seconds and stayed on the trail the entire way, bringing the record back home to the U.S.
Swim up river.
Oh,
Get out of the current.
We'll see him.
they're like, "Please,
Film us. Do this like David.
So my buddy got a Grand Canyon lottery tournament 200 trek, so we have to take a boat to go down the Grand Canyon here. You look at the shortest shrubs, usually about 3 to 5 feet tall, and then these right here, these are cottonwoods, all trees back there. All kind of look the same in there, just starting to grow.
Why do you want to be over here?
Because I like you and Nana.
We came over here and then I was going to say Momo, and you said Bennett. So why? Why are you going to get me over here? Can you take a photo?
I mean, that would have been great video.
It would have been.
Hilarious.
It would have been.
What'd you get?
Oh, I was looking up until we hit like a little dip, and I was like.
Teton Glacier right there. Across from that V-shaped notch, that's Mount Owen on the right-hand side. And finally, folks, do you guys see that wall there? Anything that I would describe as a wall, kind of right in that canyon.
To the left.
It's like a flat shape. So, folks, that's called the shelf. The Tetons are made out of granite, schist, and gneiss, and that is a sandstone formation. If you know a bit about your rocks, there's only sandstone compared to the water typically. Take this place a good 500 million years ago. The entire western west is covered in a shallow sea. It would deposit layers and layers of sandstone all over the west that would rise with the Teton Range. We're doing it two ways. Leading walk in, or the other run. This is where the one happens.
Ow! Ooh, baby, Harry. Get him. For alligator. And the bear. Ah! Yeah, it's one in his. Why does it want to? Because it's scared. It wants someone.
Just walking away.
Keep walking. Jump on the bank.
So look, see this walking now, walking on the water. He's coming down to the water. Oh, not quite. Yeah. This is a male. I think he's back a little bit.
Oh, is he way up here?
This to the right.
Okay. I was further over.
I guess being from Alaska, you get to stop moving.
Yeah. Remind her
lay
to tell
down.
her video.
You did. Hey,
Show her.
no?
Put that one.
I think you went down the bank.
Oh, maybe.
Bald eagle.
That was the problem when I was trying to stick to the boost too. It's like looking right at you.
Is that from every direction.
Thank you for watching. If you like today's content, please give us a like and subscribe to be notified of future videos. Otherwise, we'll see you next time on Our Someday Drives.